Week 6 of PFR on Lakeshore PBS tonight. We get you ready for another week of conference football. More big games. Is Boone Grove ready to step up with the big guys?
Boy, what a challenge they have this week.
Yes, they do.
What a beautiful win they had last week. You got to give them a lot of credit. Not many people picked them to win that one. But this week, it just gets tougher.
Yeah, gets tougher definitely. All right, we'll have that and more coming up next on PFR.
Program support comes from NIPSCO.
Honey, who is this guy?
Oh, that's Frank. Hey, Frank.
Honey, why is Frank in our bedroom?
He's showing us ways to save money. Plus, he'll even help us install LED bulbs and new shower heads.
Oh, well, he is leaving before I shower, though, right?
To schedule an energy assessment and learn more about energy usage, visit nipsco.com.
Frank, could you hand me a towel?
Alrighty, week 6 of PFR on Lakeshore PBS, and we start, as we always do, looking back at the top plays of week 5 with this week's PFR Rewind.
Valparaiso's defense this year is just unbelievable.
Yeah, they have been outstanding each and every week, and obviously that equates to 5-0.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about it.
When you've had the injuries they've had, you have to have that solid consistency on defense to be undefeated. All right, time now for our players of the week for week 5.
Well, first of all, this, Dalen Wren from Michigan City probably doesn't get the same kudos that a Maceo does or a DeLang, but boy, can he play, and he is quick. 6 TDs here against Maryville.
369 yards. Mm-hmm. He could have maybe qualified for the unknown.
Oh, yeah.
Drayson Nespo went from unknown to offensive player of the week.
4 TDs against LC, boy.
And Tyler Wildman could have probably qualified for
He really, now I think he was one early in the season.
Okay.
But, and I think all of these first 3 were
Well,
But,
Brayton Van, he's definitely been somebody we've heard about.
Yes.
96 yards, 2 TDs for Boone. How about some defensive players of the week? Valpo defense, just give it to all of them. Held Chesterton to 6 first downs.
And only 15 yards rushing. And Griffith had pitched their third straight shutout this week.
Zach Holmes of
right,
Valpo.
Right. He had 1 interception and 1 fumble recovery versus Chesterton.
And Mason Kalutha.
Right.
Kalitha.
Michigan City, 25-yard fumble recovery.
You could have Boone Grove's defense in there as well.
Yes.
And Brian Spears had 7 tackles, a sack, and a tackle for loss as well for the Wolves. Special teams. It's becoming the Ben Friedrich Award.
Sure is. 23-yard field goal versus Portage. And then the J.J. Wattis, he'd be in there too. 25-yard field goal versus Hooper.
Unknown players of the week.
Ernest Johnson, I mean, you know, it's so hard to get recognized when you've got Fred Winston in the backfield, Gaddafi Coleman, and Tavian Walker. But Ernest Johnson last week had 3 TDs versus Wheeler.
Dylan Bullock of Munster.
This is amazing. A 65-yard TD in the first 15 seconds of the game.
Don't waste any time. And Jelani Warner of Munster.
Right, he had a fumble recovery at TD versus Highland.
All right, this week's Little Five on PFR. Some upward mobility for Boone Grove, a barometer game coming up Friday night. Wayne, is this arguably the biggest game of their brief football
yes.
history?
Oh my God, yes. It is the Super Bowl for Boone Grove. But look, number 5, the Velt. Boy, did they
Velt
whip.
snuck
They
in.
gave a whipping.
Did Tommy do this poll?
They really whipped Bowman, boy. I tell you.
I want to know if T-Dub turned this poll in, or was that your poll?
That was my South Central at 4-1 at number 4.
Rensselaer with the, lost to an outstanding West Lafayette
and they
team.
lost big, too.
Yeah.
I think they scored 3 points.
Right. And then Hanover, number 2. Boone Grove with wins over Whiting and Hanover this year.
And Hanover has a tough one this week, too.
Against Whiting, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Playing on the big stage, Boone Grove, tomorrow night. And the top 10 for this week. This week's poll should have no changes at the top, but a change at the bottom, Wayne.
Yep, we're moving in.
I like this. Knox moving into the big boy
number
poll.
10. Hey, there's only 3 teams undefeated in the area. Knox is still one of them.
Yeah, and they're playing in a solid football conference now.
Yep.
Unblemished. So
And
they're
Morton
playing awfully
comes
well.
in off of a win. They're 9. Andrean and Portage 3-2. New Prairie keeps rolling, boy. They just keep rolling.
Hobart has been awesome since that first game.
Geez, they really have. Griffith at 4-1. City, a blowout last week at 3-2. And then Lowell at still undefeated, 5-0.
All undefeated. Nice article in one of the papers about Blake Jansky.
Yes.
And the Lowell defense, which has been outstanding all year. And Blake just wanted to play middle linebacker, but he ended up playing defensive end and
Done very well.
he's done
for it,
outstanding at defensive end.
And number 1 in our poll, again, the Valparaiso Vikings, the best defense in Northwest Indiana right now.
Time for this week's edition of Mascot Madness.
Oliver P. Morton was considered a war governor during the Civil War. A war governor is a governor that is helping out the president, Abraham Lincoln at the time, and he was kind of his go-to man in the world of politics, where he tried to rally the troops around him, tried to campaign for him, and trying to find supplies to help the soldiers and the troops during the war. The other 3 high schools in Hammond are the Clark Pioneers, the Gavitt Gladiators, and the Hammond High Wildcats. The Hammond school system decided to, since there are 4 schools in the school city of Hammond, they were looking for something unique. They wanted to honor the first governor of Indiana. We try to take being a governor amongst our students and our athletes with our 3 R's, which are being respectful, responsible, being ready. We want to honor the government. We want to honor our first governor, Oliver P. Morton, and I'm sure he was ready, he was respectful, and he was very responsible. So that's what we expect out of our athletes and our students as well.
That's just outstanding
That
history
is.
lesson there.
That is.
Deb
She did a
Lucan,
nice job
yeah,
there. She
some
really did.
great information, and that has been a big time upgrade on our show.
Oh,
Our
definitely. I
Mascot
like that
Madness
section.
is
Oh, yeah.
outstanding. Getting a lot of folks telling me they love it. All right, how about our PFR game night and PFR scoreboard coming up tomorrow? Wayne and Tommy, 6 o'clock, 89.1 FM, Lakeshore Public Radio. All the scores from across Northwest Indiana will be called in. They'll keep you up to date. They'll have scoreboard updates and a coach's interview at the end of the night. And then turn it over to here to PFR School Board live at 10:30 on Lakeshore PBS. Time for another new staple on PFR. It's time for PFR Throwback Thursday. This comes our way back from October 19th, 2007. Griffith and Morton tied at 34 in the fourth quarter, and Morton failed to converge on an extra point with a missed snap. With seconds left in the fourth quarter, Morton onside kicks, get possession of the ball, only to lose it on the very next play, giving Griffith the opportunity to get field position for kicker Jeff Melton's successful field goal attempt for Griffith to survive in the sectional. October 19th, there's Jeff Melton right there, October 19th, 2007. There you see the celebration. We've been highlighting some field goal kickers. Shout out to all those Lowell guys that knew last week's was David Lang.
David Lang
Was the
okay.
field goal
I
kicker
remember
that won the game
Now I
for the
know.
Red. Actually, one guy wanted an autographed Wayne's World hat because he knew the correct answer. And of course, I could. Hey, our budget's not that big,
No,
pal.
it's not.
So
I want to give kudos to my wife. She's the one that got me that.
yeah, I couldn't guarantee him Wayne an autographed Wayne's World hat.
But thanks anyway.
But he has our warm congratulations for that trivia answer, nonetheless. Time for our game of the week. Boone Grove, Griffith. On this program, if you step up and earn the right to be the game of the week, you're the game of the
That's
week.
right. That's
you
right.
get the star T-Dub out for your ball club to preview the game.
And guys, it's the game of the week without question as Boone Grove continues to surprise the Northwest Indiana experts after picking up a win against Hanover Central last week. And Coach Dan Kokoski, how'd you guys pull that off last week?
Well, we tried to scheme a little bit differently than what we did in the past. We've got a lot of talent on our team. We were just having the kids step up, get ready for Hanover. Hanover's a quality program. They've been playing for a while. They've obviously put some good things together over there. Coach is very well respected. It just it worked. Everything that we needed to do, we did. Our guys came out a little aggressive with a little chip on their shoulder.
Young man named Van picks up a touchdown pass and a touchdown run to help you guys get the come from behind victory. How special a player is he?
Well, there's two Vans, Brayton and Brandon. Brandon's a senior, Brayton's a sophomore. And between the two of them, they definitely bring a threat on each side of the ball. They both play offense and defense. Brayton's our tailback. Brandon's are one of our wide receivers. And they both got a lot of skill. So they're people to watch. They definitely are.
And of course, your quarterback is happy to have them both around because he's not doing too badly this year either.
No, Dylan's a stout young man. He's only a junior, so we've got a lot of youngsters playing, and our future looks real good. So, we'd like to have a few more kids out here. Our size is a little undersized for our linemen, but they're doing a great job as well. Our line really stepped up this past week. They played well against Lake Station, and we asked them to step it up even more against Hanover, be a little more physical in the box, and they did, and they really stepped it up.
Should you be more concerned about the Griffith offense that has put big points on the board or the Griffith defense, which pitches shutouts every now and then, including last week?
Griffith is obviously a stellar program. They've been around for a long time. Like I told you earlier, we're the infants of the group. We've only been playing varsity football since 2011. And when you play a team like Griffith, you got to look at every aspect of that game. Those guys are clicking on all, they're playing another level. And we're going to bring what we can bring, and we're going to challenge them as best we can, and we'll see how it shakes out.
Okay, before we let you go, I pick up the Saturday morning paper. I read, Boone Grove knocks off Griffith. What had to happen for that to take place?
No mistakes. Everybody's got to do their job. We talked about it in film today. Everybody does their job, blocks, tackles the way that we know they can. We'll be fine.
Congratulations on the season.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All righty, guys, time to make the trip out to Griffith to see what the Panthers have to say about this big matchup coming up Friday. And we're here at Griffith, and I got a little trivia for you, Coach. Ben Gefford here joining us in the conversation. And, your ball club has not given up a point in the month of September. That's pretty impressive.
I'm finding that out right now. Like we were talking earlier, it's kind of one big month of football season. But, that's that. You'll see that guy back over there, Coach Reed, who runs the defense. Him and his guys, they do an incredible job with the players we have.
How important is it that it's not just Gaddafi Coleman? There are other people jumping in there, putting points on the board for you.
That's huge. Every week I think it's been someone else lighting up the scoreboard. One week it's Tavian Walker. One week it's Fred Winston. The other week it's Ernest Johnson. Gaddafi still comes up the middle every once in a while or spitting out the side on an arrow route. But, that's huge for us. And, and the guys don't mind it either. They want it to be a team thing.
Let's talk a little bit about the Walker kid you mentioned. What does he bring to the table?
Energy, excitement, enthusiasm. If he's having a bad day, we're having a bad day. If he comes out slow, we're slow. If he comes out fast and enthusiastic, man, that's our offense that day.
Now, let's talk a little bit about your opponent coming up on Friday. Boone Grove has picked up some big wins this year. What do you have to do to avoid being their latest victim?
We have to come focused. What they've done in these last couple weeks is they've came out and played extremely hard, especially up front. I think their defensive line has done an incredible job attacking the quarterback and controlling the line of scrimmage these last couple weeks, and that's something we have to come out and handle right away.
And their defense has pitched a few shutouts this year as well.
Absolutely, and that, again, they're a well-coached, hard-nosed football team, and we're very excited about the opportunity to play them.
Yeah, big test for you because you have to travel out to Valparaiso against a team that would love to make their season by beating you. So that is a tough task for you.
Absolutely, and I totally believe that Boone Grove is more than capable of it. And if we do anything but approach this as an important game, that they might come out and jump us.
And now you have the story with the Panthers going up against the Wolves on Friday, which brings about one more question. Joe, Wayne, who you got?
Well, when you look at this game on paper, everything's pointing Griffith.
Yeah,
Their
it really
overall
is.
team speed, maybe their depth, their experience the last couple of years. They've been really good on offense and defense. Boone Grove is starting to improve as a program.
right.
Maybe where Griffith was in Ben Gefford's first year, when they started to turn the quarter and develop a program. But nonetheless, this is a great time for Boone Grove to have a barometer game like this to see where they're at, because they have been very competitive and improving the last few weeks.
They really have. They've played very well, and not many people are picking, Boone Grove to win this one, but not many people picked Boone Grove to beat Hanover Central.
Or Whiting.
Or Whiting, that's right. So I think this is Boone Grove's Super Bowl. I really do. And I think that if Boone Grove can pull off this victory, they should start the construction of that field for them right away, right after the game.
I'm sure the school board is going to get right on that. All right. You see Boone Grove 3-2, Griffith 4-1. Their defense, as Coach Gefford said, has been playing a much better football. Been playing play after play after play, being focused. And he wants his team to be focused for Friday night as well. What did you think, Wayne, of this prediction?
This one, I really thought that, this might, a lot of people are saying Griffith is going to score more than this against Boone Grove. But I really think that Boone Grove, their defensive line, can give Griffith some trouble. The problem is Griffith has so many really quality athletes in the offensive side of the ball. Winston is an outstanding quarterback. Coleman is an outstanding fullback. Walker and now Ernest Johnson. They just have a lot of things to do.
The problem is they have 4 or 5 guys that if they get a crease, it's a home run.
Yes.
It's not a 10-yard game.
Yeah.
They get outside past the secondary, it's over for a big play.
And this is supposed to be a nice, warm, hot day. So Griffith cannot, put the ball on the turf, and expect to walk away with this game.
All right, so you like Griffith 28-14. All right, time now for the rest of the picks. Time now for Wayne's World. Some one-sided affairs this week.
Yeah.
You walked in, when I walked in, you said, who did you pick for the checkmark? Because you basically knew that there was no score on the sheet that you could have missed, right?
I was hoping for that, yes.
So we'll see, folks. He's expecting to go 20-0 tomorrow night. So
I don't know
my
about that,
job
but-
was really tough, and I suspect my overall percentage needed to be statistically significant for our buddy Dr. Reed Amons might be around 40% tomorrow night after this week.
Yeah, it could. I mean, it is 40% overall for you right now. And I dropped a little
74.
at 75 and for last week, and then 74
Overall 74.
That's right.
All right. You like Portage over Chesterton.
I do. I like the Indians over Chesterton. Macio's having a great year, but other people are stepping up, and I think that's going to be important.
Him and Millage have been hooking up on some big plays. You like Laporte over Maryville?
Laporte runs the ball too well. Maryville's defense is going to have to play very, very well. And they're going to have to get some quick strikes to beat Laporte. But it is at Maryville.
And you like Michigan City over Lake Central?
Yeah, and Michigan City can put points on the board, and Phil Mason definitely will make a statement here. So,
if those two right there, you would think maybe Chesterton has the best chance to pull the upset.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
All right. Or how about Crown Point? Do they have a chance?
I think they do too, because it depends on their quarterback if he's healthy. I thought that he got banged up last week.
And it depends on their defense. Their defense has to come out and keep them in the game.
Yes. And Valpo's defense is going to play well. That's why it's so close, I think.
Okay, you like Lowell?
Yeah, Highland is struggling, and Lowell is playing very, very well right now. And
Hobart's on a roll?
Yep, Hobart's on a roll, so I'll take them.
Andrean's been a little ups and downs.
Yep.
And Munster's been a little wacky this year.
This is a strange one, too. You would think Andrean would come back strong and really pound Munster, but Munster, could put points on the board.
Yeah.
So this is at Andrean.
These are two teams that have been drowned in inconsistency this year.
Yeah. Yes, they have.
You like
Chicago
over Clark?
Over Clark. And
Hammond over
West Side. Oh, this is Sager or Harrell said this is going to be a close one.
You're checking those stats?
Yeah.
Now, All right. I see the days of just putting your finger on one are over, huh? All right. Morton over
after
Gavitt?
the first week, I got to improve that.
Okay.
Morton over Gavitt. I like Calumet over Lake Station. They put some points up, Calumet. And River over Knoll, although Knoll, this could be a close one. Knoll's put some points on it.
I think this one and Knoll versus Lake Station, Bishop Knoll's going to have a legitimate chance to break that 3-year losing streak.
Right.
First time in a long time. So this one and the Lake Station game, big opportunities for a Knoll team that offensively has been scoring some points.
I agree with you. I agree.
All right.
Moving on. We've got South Central 4-1 over Wheeler. This is a big game for Wheeler. They need to get back on the right track. This next one, Hanover Central and Whiting. I had it a 1 I'm sorry. This is your red check mark.
Big rivalry game. This is an even game statistically, it looks like. I think it's a turnover on either side.
I agree with you. I think
this game.
Wheeler needs to get back on the winning track, and they can, but they're at South Central.
Rivalry games are always a little different.
Yes.
And this is a huge rivalry game. I think turnovers, penalties will be a big determining factor in this ball game.
I agree.
All right, let's go back to, you like Hanover over Whiting.
Well, this is at Hanover Central, so.
How quickly you dumped Whiting. You're green. You're
They
green and
still
silver.
have not shown me a quarterback. You can't
Daven-
put
whoever's
you
there
can't
is giving
put-
it to Davenport. And that's
That's
looking
what I was
pretty
going
good.
to say. You can't put Tommy Davenport in the backfield at 245 and expect him to throw the ball.
I don't know. He's been running it pretty well.
Oh yeah.
All right. You know, I just got a feeling that this game has been circled for 365 days.
Yeah. For Whiting.
Yeah, I think so.
I really
I
think
mean,
so.
Hanover really dominated them last year up there at Ray Galvin Field, and I really think that there's going to be a lot of focus on this one, and I like Whiting to pull the upset.
I'd like to see what James DeLange is going to do. He had a bad night last week.
I think the O-line and him will both be looking to turn the tide. You like Culver?
I do. I like Culver over Winamac in a close one. I like Knox to keep on rolling.
I do too.
6-0. Judson over West Central. I like Frontier over, North Newton. Although, I will say, Sagarin says that North Newton's going to beat them by like 2 touchdowns.
Really?
Yeah, and Frontier's 4-1.
I didn't check that game. I should have, I guess.
And Bowman over Tindley of Indianapolis.
What happened to Bowman last week? Roosevelt has made some improvements since
Yes, they
school
have.
started.
Yes,
since
they have.
losing to Westside, which could happen as the season goes on if you get more students out for football.
That's right.
But very impressive win for Roosevelt. All right, we'll see you tomorrow night live at 10:30 on PFR School Board. Good night.
Program support comes from NIPSCO.
Honey, who is this guy?
Oh, that's Frank. Hey, Frank.
Honey, why is Frank in our bedroom?
He's showing us ways to save money. Plus, he'll even help us install LED bulbs and new shower heads.
Oh, well, he is leaving before I shower, though, right?
To schedule an energy assessment and learn more about energy usage, visit NIPSCO.com.
Frank, could you hand me a towel?